27 years I opened before the traffic filled the square. Knew who wanted extra sugar, knew which widower needed company. Then the landlord raised the number past what coffee cups could pay. On the final Friday evening, we served everything away. I thought those walls had made me, thought that counter was my name. Then I watched the ladder rising and the ladders come away. The sun came down, but I am still standing. The lights went out, but I still know how to begin. They can close the room I worked in, they can't close what I became. The sun came down, but it didn't take my name. Mrs. Carter brought me flowers, old Joe carried out a chair. Every regular left stories and then numbers written down. My daughter took the coffee grinder, my brother saved the clock. I kept the little brass bell that had welcomed every soul who walked in. A place is more than timber, more than rent and painted walls. It lives inside the people who remember how it felt. The sign came down, but I am still standing. The lights went out, but I still know how to begin. They can close the room I worked in, they can't close what I became. The sign came down, but it didn't take my name. Later at the market, I set up one folding stand, sold my pies beside the flowers with that brass bell in my hand. By 11 there was laughter, by noon a waiting line. Turns out home was never one address, it was what I gave inside. The sign came down, so I made another glass, just my name in painted letters. I lost the room I worked in, but not the gift that brought them in. The old sign came down, and my next life began. The brass bell rings each Saturday, old faces gather near. And build a new place here. You turn your wrist beneath my fingers, like you know what comes next. The crowded room becomes a rhythm, moving underneath my dress. We haven't traded explanations, haven't asked where this could lead, but your breathing finds my tempo, and your silence answers me. Maybe words would make it smaller. Maybe questions break the spell. Tonight I don't need a future to know I feel this well. There's no name for this feeling, no promise we have to make, just a pull between our bodies and the rhythm we create. Let the music keep the secret, let the moment be enough. There's no name for this feeling, but I know it when we touch. Your hand settles at my shoulder, my heartbeat slips behind the groove. Every careful thought goes quiet when I feel the way you move. No one here can read the language that is passing skin to skin. We are not asking for permission, we are letting the night begin. I don't need to call it forever, I don't need to call it fate. Some connections find their meaning in the way two people sway. There's no name for this feeling, no promise we have to make, just a pull between our bodies and the rhythm we create. Let the music keep the secret, let the moment be enough. There's no name for this feeling, but I know it when we touch. Still have been true. Not every beautiful encounter has to tell us what to do. So don't ask me for an answer, don't step back because we care. Let the song complete the sentence neither one of us can share. There's no name for this feeling, I don't want one tonight. Keep your body close beside me till the room returns to light. No possession, no forever, no pretending this is love. There's no name for this feeling, still tonight it is enough. The final rhythm softens, your hand releases mine. We leave without defining what was perfect for one night. The kettle clicked at 1:15. I opened up the cupboard door. My hand reached for the matching cups, the way it always had before. I held them both above the counter, one white, one faded blue, and placed your favorite on the shelf and stopped pouring too. Tonight I stopped pouring too. One cup, one chair, one truth. No saving you a place, no keeping something warm for you. Maybe healing starts this small, with something only I can do. Tonight I stopped pouring too, and made enough for me. I used to leave the hallway open so I could listen for your feet. I kept your side of every habit, like your absence might retreat. But love won't come back through a ritual or return, because I choose to set another place beside me and keep pouring too. Tonight I'll stop pouring too. One cup, one chair, one truth. No saving you a place, no keeping something warm for you. Maybe healing starts this small, with something only I can do. Tonight I stopped pouring too, and made enough for me. I didn't throw away your letters, I didn't take your picture down. I only changed one little habit when no one else was around. It wasn't brave or cinematic, no grand goodbye came into view. Just one woman in a kitchen, learning what she had to do. Tonight I stopped pouring too, and nothing terrible came true. The room remained, the clock moved on, the loneliness passed through. Maybe freedom starts this quietly, before the heart believes it too. Tonight I stopped pouring too, and finally poured for me. The faded blue cup stays above me. I switch the kitchen light off slow. Somewhere between the first and final sip, I let another piece of you go. across the vinyl. The lamp hummed overhead. You stared down at your hands and said our love was dead. Side B was almost over. The room had lost its heat. You rose without explaining. I stayed frozen in my seat. The record kept turning after the final words fell. That old singer held the heartbreak we had hidden far too well. You left me with the music and a truth I couldn't move. The record kept turning when there was nothing left of you. The bass rolled through the floorboards. Your footsteps crossed the hall. I heard the elevator open, then nothing else at all. The song we chose together reached the chorus one last time. Her voice filled every corner. You had emptied out of mine. The record kept turning after the final words fell. That old singer held the heartbreak we had hidden far too well. You left me with the music and a truth I couldn't move. The record kept turning when there was nothing left of you. When the needle reached the label, it kept circling the end. One soft click over and over, where our favorite song had been. I listened till the repetition lost its power over me. Then I crossed the darkened room and lifted it carefully. I stopped the record turning with my own unsteady hand. The silence didn't break me, it just showed me where I stand. You left me with an ending, but you didn't take my truth. I stopped the record turning, and the room let go of you. I placed the vinyl in its cover One bare hanger turned in circles in the air above the floor. Your blue suitcase had disappeared. Your boots weren't by the wall. You left no note across the counter, no final sentence on my phone. I learned the way you planned to leave me, from half the closet gone. Half the closet gone, half a life still hanging on. You took everything you wanted, left the reasons folded small. An empty line of hangers and half the closet gone. You took the coat I bought in winter, the records only you would play, but left the photograph from Memphis face down where it used to stay. I opened every kitchen drawer as if an answer might be there, but absence doesn't need explaining when it changes all the air. Half the closet gone, half a life still hanging on. You took everything you wanted, left the reasons folded small. No goodbye to hold against you, no last words to prove me wrong. Just an empty line of hangers and half the closet gone. Your empty jackets till the room turned cold and still. Then I moved my dresses closer into every space you filled. It wasn't courage, wasn't healing, just one thing I had to do. If you could leave without a warning, I could learn to live without you. Half the closet gone, but I'm not holding on. I filled the space you left behind and faced what you had done. You took the weight of waiting when you carried your isn't gone. One bare hanger stops its turning. I lift it from the rail. There is room beside my dresses for a life that will not leave. You arrive when you say you will. No perfume hiding on your coat. You sit beside me without reaching for a reason not to get too close. When I speak, you let me finish. You don't turn my fear to shame. After loving so much distance, your steady hands feel strange. I kept waiting for the warning, for the tenderness to end. But your love is not a question. I have to ask again. You don't make me guess. You don't love me more or less. You don't pull me into heaven, then leave silence in your place. You don't make me chase every word you're scared to say. I never knew that love could feel this honest and this safe. We move slowly through the cafe while the guitar holds the blue. You don't promise me forever. You just make tonight feel true. There are no unfinished answers hidden underneath your smile. You don't ask me to be smaller, just to keep you for a while. Maybe peace can feel unfamiliar when the heart has lived through storms. I am learning not all passion has to leave a woman torn. You don't make me guess. You don't love me more or less. You don't pull me into heaven, then leave silence in your place. You don't make me chase every word you're scared to say. I never knew that love could feel this honest and this safe. I once mistook confusion for desire. I call waiting something deep. I thought love had to be a fire that would burn away my sleep. Now your heartbeat keeps a rhythm that has nothing left to prove. And the quiet in your arms is the safest place I've ever moved. You don't make me guess. I can finally take a breath. You don't hold me like a secret. myself. The cafe closes around us. The candles disappear. You take my hand without a promise, and I'm not afraid to leave with you. The moving truck came Tuesday. 2 men carried out the cows. You kept reading from the labels while the rooms were clearing out. You took the speakers and the house plants, the brass lamp and the art. By noon our life looked smaller than I carried in my heart. You divided every object like the numbers made it fair, but the things that really mattered were never sitting there. I kept the better part, my name, my nerve, my open heart. You carried out the weight we made and left me room to start. Take the table, take the lamp, take the plans we never marked. You can have the life we staged. I kept the better part. When the truck turned at the corner, I sat barefoot on the floor. No careful tone between us, no tension in the walls. The bare room gave back my laughter, and it sounded more like me. I had thought you took our future, you had only set mine free. There was nothing left to measure, nothing left for us to share, but the space where we had failed held more promise. With you gone, I kept the better part, my name, my nerve, my open heart. You carried out the weight we made and left me room to start. Take the table, take the lamp, take the plans we never marked. You can have the life we staged. I kept the better part. You cannot take my courage or the woman I became. I kept the better part, my peaceful sleep, my beating heart. You carried out the old life, I finally get to start. Keep the table, keep the lamp, keep the plans that missed their mark. You're left with everything we owned. I kept the better part. I ate dinner on the floorboards with one small speaker playing low. The room had almost nothing, but it finally felt like home. You read me like an open book and used each page against me. Turned every fear I trusted you with into reasons I should stay. You said nobody else would know me, nobody else would understand. But knowing where a woman's wounded doesn't make you a better man. You can keep the version of me who believed she had no choice. I have written past that ending and recovered my own voice. You don't get my next chapter. You don't choose how this one ends. You had pages full of chances and you wasted every one. My future isn't yours to edit. My life isn't yours to capture. You can keep our broken story. You don't get my next chapter. You call my strength an overreaction, call my distance something cruel. That is how you kept me doubting every truth I already knew. But I know the shape of freedom. It looks nothing like revenge. It looks like waking without asking who I'm allowed to be today. I don't need you to be sorry. I don't need you to agree. Your permission was the prison. I no longer need the key. You don't get my next chapter. You don't choose how this one ends. You had pages full of chances and you wasted everyone. My future isn't yours to edit. My life isn't yours to capture. You can keep our broken story. You don't get my next chapter. I won't erase the years behind me. They taught me what to recognize, how control can sound like caring, how possession dresses up as pride. But the woman turning this page doesn't hate the one before. She survived long enough to learn she was always worth much more. You don't get my next chapter. I'm the hand that writes it now. There are roads you'll keep our final sentence. You don't get what happens after. I close the book between us, set it back upon the shelf, then open to a clean page and begin again myself. I knew which store stayed open and which cashier wouldn't stare. I kept bottles underneath the towels, like the hiding put no shame there. I call it taking off the pressure, called it something I deserved. But every drink that made me quieter made my whole life harder to hear. One clear night at a time, no glass between this heart and mine. I feel the hurt, I let it pass. I don't have to drown the past. I used to leave myself behind. Now I stay inside my life, one clear night at a time, one clear night at a time. The first week, every hour dragged. I counted cracks above my head. Every feeling came back louder with the things I should have said. But the sorrow didn't kill me, and the craving always moved. Each time I let the feeling finish, I learned what I could live through. One clear night at a time, no glass between this heart and mine. I feel the hurt, I let it pass. I don't have to drown the past. I used to leave myself behind. Now I stay inside my life, one clear night at a time, one clear night at a time. In a church basement on Wednesdays, I said my name without disguise. A circle full of strangers met my shame with steady eyes. No one asked me to be perfect. every victory, one by one. One clear night at a time. I have nothing left to hide. I feel the grief, I feel the joy. And neither one can take my life. I don't count the years I lost. I count the nights I chose to try. One clear night at a time. I am learning to stay alive. Another mark goes on the calendar. My hands are steady as I write. I don't promise all forever. I choose one more clear night. I walked into the corner cafe in the red shoes I once saved. The congas rolled across the room and called me out by name. I left my phone inside my handbag. Let your memory ring alone. For the first time since you left me, I didn't wanna go back home. No toast to what was broken, no song for what is gone. Tonight the room is open and I can carry on. My heart learned to dance when I stopped waiting for another chance. Every scar found a rhythm, every tear lost its name. My heart learned to dance, now it won't stand still for you again. I thought losing you would break me, but it brought me back to life instead. An old friend pulled me closer, someone laughed across the bar. The owner turned the music louder, and I forgot where you are. I used to count the lonely hours like they proved our love was real. Now every step across this floor shows me how freedom feels. No looking through the doorway, no wishing you were here. The bass is getting stronger and your voice is disappearing. My heart learned to dance when I stopped waiting for another chance. Every scar found a rhythm, every tear lost its name. My heart learned to dance, now it won't stand still for you again. I thought losing you would break me, but it brought me back to life instead. I thought healing would be quiet, like a candle burning low. bass line and it pulled me to the floor. It came dressed in red and golden, with a wildness in its hands. I didn't need another lover, I just needed one good dance. My heart learned to dance. I don't need you for a second chance. Every scar keeps the rhythm, but the pain has lost its name. My heart learned to dance, and tonight I finally understand. You were only one old chapter, I still have the whole night in my hands. Turn the music higher, let the whole room spin. I'm not dancing without you, I'm dancing for myself again. The waiter turns the chairs up, one by one across the room. The piano player loosens his tie, the sax holds one last bloom. Your hand is resting near mine, not touching but close enough. We both know what the hour means. Neither one of us gets up. Tomorrow has its questions, we don't have to answer now. Give me one true moment before the lights come down, before the band goes home, before the final note is gone. Come a little closer, let me know I'm not alone. No promises forever, no future carved in stone. Just hold me like you mean it before the band goes home. The room that held 100 voices has fallen to a whisper. Your thumb moves across my knuckles and makes the whole night smaller. We have wasted too many evenings being careful with the truth. Tonight I don't want distance sitting in the chair between us. We can leave with all our questions, we can carry them outside. But while the music still surrounds us, let your heart stand next to mine before the band goes home, before the final note is gone. Come a little closer, let me know I'm not alone. No promises forever, band goes home. Maybe this becomes a memory, maybe it becomes much more. Maybe we will find an answer when we step beyond this door. But I don't want fear to steal what the night has made so clear. There is something real between us, and right now we're both still here before the band goes home. Before the room releases us, come close enough to tell me this is more than passing touch. We don't need forever to make this moment whole. Just kiss me without hiding before the band goes home. The last chord leaves the piano. Your forehead rests on mine. The band packs up behind us. We let the moment take its time. Bartender stacked the glasses while you leaned into my sleeve. You said every word I wanted, but made it hard to believe. Your courage rose with every bourbon. Careful distance disappeared. You called me everything you needed when the closing hour drew near. I've heard the truth get louder as the bottle empties out, but I need more than a confession you will take back when it counts. Say it when you're sober. Say it under ordinary light. Say it when the room stops spinning and you still want me in your life. I won't build a future on a feeling you forget. If you mean that you love me, say it when you're sober. 2 days later at the market, you could hardly meet my eyes. When I mentioned your confession, you said I'd read too much between the lines. You made tenderness sound foolish, like I dreamed the whole thing up. But your memory isn't missing, you just don't remember enough. I won't turn a midnight sentence into something you'll defend. Only when the ice is melting and the evening needs a friend. Say it when you're sober. Say it under ordinary light. Say it when the room stops that you love me. Say it when you're sober. Its meaning after everything is said. I deserve a steady answer from a clear and open mind, not affection that grows fearless, only near the closing time. Say it when you're sober. If you can't, don't say it anymore. I won't trust a kind of courage that can't last beyond the bar. I won't build a future from the courage in your glass. If you mean that you love me, say it sober or leave it in the past. The ice melts down to water. Your brave words lure lane. I'll leave them on the counter beside what you couldn't say. Your glass is sweating on the table, red light moving on the wall. You pull your chair a little closer, like you never left at all. Your hand is warm around my fingers, but your eyes are near the door. I know that kind of hesitation, I have danced with it before. If you came to stay, then stay. If you came to leave, don't lie. I can take an honest ending, I can't take another maybe tonight. Don't touch me like goodbye, don't hold me just to leave. Don't put your fire on my skin if your heart won't stay with me. Give me truth beneath these lights, even if the truth cuts deep. Don't touch me like goodbye and disappear before I breathe. The band keeps turning pain to rhythm, every heel strikes out the truth. We move together through the music, but I'm dancing without you. You say my name like it still matters, then your silence fills the room. Love should never feel this lonely, standing one step next to you. I won't beg you for a promise, I won't chase you through the night. Put your cards down on the table, let me see what's in your eyes. Don't touch me like goodbye, don't hold me just to leave. Don't put your fire on my skin if your heart won't stay with me. disappear before I breathe. I was not made for half a love or kisses borrowed after dark. I would rather walk home lonely than keep waiting in your arms. So if this is our final dance, let the last note end it clean. No shadow coming back tomorrow, no unfinished in between. Don't touch me like goodbye, if goodbye is what you mean. Take your silence, take your shadow, leave my heart where it can heal. I choose truth beneath these lies, I choose peace instead of need. Don't touch me like goodbye, you don't get the rest of me. The door swings closed behind you, the rhythm carries me. One empty chair beside me, and finally I can breathe. He sat beside the garden with his Sunday shirt unbuttoned. I brought the tea he always liked. He asked me where I came from. I said, "Daddy, it's your daughter." He smiled as if we'd just met, and thanked me for my kindness, and watched the sparrows on the fence. He forgot my name today, but his hand still knew my hand. He couldn't find the word for daughter, still he held me where I stood. Some love lives beyond remembering, some roots run deeper than the mind. He forgot my name today, but he did not forget to be kind. I found his old red toolbox with my height marked on the side. Every line from age 6 onward still measured out in pencil. He could not name the little girl he had taught to ride a bike. But when I placed the hammer near him, he held it exactly right. He forgot my name today, but his hand still knew my hand. He couldn't find the word for daughter, still he held me where I stood. Some love lives beyond remembering, some roots run deeper than the mind. He forgot my name today, but he did not forget to be kind. our memories were where we kept our love. Now I see it in the smallest things. The mind cannot give up. In the way he moves my chair back before I take my seat. In the way he gives me half his bread, though he doesn't know it's me. He may forget my name tomorrow. He may lose another year. I will tell him who I am and sit beside him without fear. If every story leaves his memory, I'll remember for us both. He may forget the word for daughter, but I'll never forget his love. The sparrows leave the garden. He asks if I can stay. I say, as long as you need me. And he smiles at me again. Platform sign blinked 12:05. A tired voice called out the line. You stood beneath the station clock with both your hands inside your coat. I thought you might come running. When the warning bell began, but you stayed underneath that cold white light and watched me board alone. The doors closed between us before either one could move. The city pulled you from my sight like it already knew. On the last train without you, every light went passing through. Every tunnel took me farther from the life I built with you. I held one ticket in my hand and nothing left to lose. I found my way back to myself on the last train without you. A woman slept across the aisle, her flowers leaning on the glass. Two strangers whispered near the doorway about a love they hoped would last. I saw our story in their faces before the distance made it hard. Then the train rolled through the darkness and your memory resisted stop. I almost reached to call you, then the signal disappeared. For once the world went quiet, and I could hear myself more clearly. On the last train without you, every light went passing through. Every tunnel took me farther from the life I built with you. I had one ticket in my hand and nothing left to lose. I found my way back to myself on the last train without you. Love doesn't always end in anger. Sometimes one heart simply knows there is nothing at the station worth returning home to hold. When the train came out of darkness, I saw my face against the pane. Not the woman you abandoned, but the one you couldn't change. On the last train without you, I watched the old streets fade from view. Every mile returned a piece of what I gave away to you. I stepped onto an empty street with nothing left to prove. The night felt wide, the air felt clean, after the last train carried me through. The train moves toward another city. Its red lights disappear. I walk home through the quiet and don't wish you were here. I took it off beside the sink after 18 years and change. I expected some pale circle, proof of everything I gave. But the skin beneath looked ordinary. No scar, no line, no stain. Funny how a life can leave you, and your hand can look the same. There was no mark where the ring was, no only I could see. Just a hand that had been holding more than ever belonged to me. I thought its absence would undo me, but no mark where the ring was, only a weight that finally left. I placed it in a paper envelope and wrote your name outside. It looks smaller without promises, without my hand beneath its shine. That band had caught the light for years, while we lost ours out of sight. I had worn it like an answer long after love stopped asking why. There was no mark where the ring was, no wound the eye could see, just a hand that had been holding more than ever belonged to me. I thought its absence would undo me, but it opened room instead. There was no mark where the ring was, only a weight that finally left. I thought vows were proof by staying, even after kindness died. I confused surviving sorrow with protecting what was right. Now these fingers feel much lighter, and the truth is plain to see. I did not fail by ending what had already ended me. There is no mark where the ring was, and my hand is mine again. It can reach for something honest, it can sign my given name. What I feared would leave me empty made a little room instead. There was no mark where the ring was, and no reason for regret. I signed the final papers with a steady, open hand. The ring stayed in its envelope. I walked out as who I am. I wore the red dress from the back row, the one I said was far too loud. Walked into the Friday party without scanning through the crowd. I laughed before I checked myself, ordered what I really liked. For once, I wasn't measuring how much joy I had the right to show. Spent years becoming smaller so somebody else felt tall. Now I take up every inch like I was born to have it all. I look good living again, laughing louder than I did back then. Every color fits me better, every song feels like a friend. I'm not waiting to be chosen. I'm not asking where you've been. Take a look, I found my fire. I look good living again. My friends pulled me into dancing. The guitar caught a brighter line. I stopped worrying who was watching and let my body keep the time. Someone smiled from near the bandstand. I smiled back and carried on. I don't need another romance to prove my lonely years are gone. Joy is not a consolation, it is not the lesser price. I have learned a woman's freedom looks beautiful in her own eyes. I look good living again, laughing louder than I did back then. Every color fits me better, every song feels like a friend. Take a look, I found my fire. I look good living I thought healing would look serious, like lessons written on my face, but it showed up wearing red shoes and pulled me laughing into place. It was music without meaning, it was staying out too late, it was finally understanding life does not have to compensate. I look good living again, not surviving, not pretending. Every scar came to the party, but none of them controls the ending. I'm not waiting to be chosen. My own life has welcomed me in. Turn the whole band up a little. I look good living again. The party keeps on moving, I don't need the night to end. I came here as my own woman, and I'm leaving as her friend. Your phone lit up between the glasses. You turn the screen against the wood, then smiled a little too politely, like a guilty lover would. You asked me why I went so quiet, why I wouldn't meet your eyes. I was listening to the spaces where you usually kept your lies. You can dress it up in sweetness, you can swear I heard it wrong, but the truth was in the moment when your easy voice was gone. Your silence told me first, before your alibi was rehearsed. Every pause between your words said more than I deserved. You didn't have to say her name, your shaking hands explained. Your silence told me first, and nothing hurts worse than the truth unheard. The grill scraped across the rhythm, someone laughed behind the bar. You reached out to take my fingers, but I moved them from your arm. You said love is complicated, betrayal has no choice, but a heart becomes quite simple when it finally finds its voice. I won't search through your excuses, I won't ask where you have been. Once the trust has left the table, it won't sit with us again. Your silence told me first, before your alibi was rehearsed. Every pause between your words said more than I deserved. You didn't have to say her name, your shaking hands explained. Your silence told me first, and nothing hurts worse than the truth unheard. I once believed that love meant staying long enough to understand. Now I know that love without respect is only hunger holding hands. Keep the story you prepared, I don't need another line. You already gave the answer when you couldn't look in mine. Your silence told me first, but it will not be my curse. Every truth you tried to hide just opened up my eyes. You don't have to say her name, I'm walking out unchanged. Your silence told me first, now mine will tell you we are done. I leave the question on the table beside your untouched wine. This time your silence loses me, and mine gives back my life. rose above the bottles. Rain is silver on the street. You were right with that old sorrow, and take the empty chair by me. You say distance made you honest. You say losing changed your mind. But I remember every midnight you left certainty behind. I don't need a softer answer. I don't need another sign. If you came to change the story, say it clearly this time. Leave your maybe at the door. I don't wear it anymore. If you want me, say it plain. If you don't, stay out my way. I have paid for every doubt. I know what I can't live without. Don't bring almost through my door. I don't need it anymore. The band leans into the minor. Your confession misses beat. You reach slowly across the table. I move my hand before we meet. You had all the time to choose me when my heart was open wide. Now you're knocking after closing, asking what is left inside. Love should never need translation. When the silence is this loud, I won't turn your hesitation into something I can trust. Leave your maybe at the door. I don't wear it anymore. If you want me, say it plain. If you don't, stay out my way. I have paid for every doubt. I know what I can't live without. Don't bring almost through my door. I don't need it anymore. I used to call your distance patience. I called wait and loyalty. But a heart that only visits doesn't get to live in me. Take the words you never finished. Take the reasons you arrived. Some doors close to save a woman. Tonight I'm closing mine. Take your maybe from my door. I don't wait there anymore. You had every chance to stay. Now I'm choosing me today. Keep your almost, keep your doubt. There is nothing left to work out when you hear that closing door. Don't come knocking anymore. Your chair stays empty. The band plays on. I finish my drink, and your shadow is gone. I used to leave the restaurant early, turn down every Friday plan. in case your loneliness remember where to find me after 10. I kept one lamp beside me burning, kept the evening dress for 2. You arrived when you felt empty, then left when I needed you. I called your late night hunger love because I wanted it to be. Now I know being wanted briefly isn't being chosen completely. I don't wait up now, I don't count the cars slowing down, I don't hold the night wide open, hoping you might come around. You can call when the bars close, you can miss what you wore out, but I sleep just fine without you. I don't wait up now. Your 2 a.m. apologies once sounded like a second chance. Now they sound like tired excuses from a life I've outgrown. I stopped checking for your number, stop rehearsing what I'd say. There are people who show up for me before the night has slipped away. Nothing dramatic changed me, I just got tired enough to heal. And the less I waited for you, the more my own life started feeling real. I don't wait up now, I don't count the cars slowing down, I don't hold the night wide open, hoping you might come around. You can call when the bars close, you can miss what you wore out, but I sleep just fine without you. I don't wait up now. Finally say to me, but closure was the first full night I slept without your key. It was making plans for Saturday and keeping everyone. It was waking from a peaceful sleep and noticing you hadn't come. I don't wait up now, let the whole city quiet down. Your name can light my screen, it cannot turn my heart around. You can call when the bars close, I won't ask what brought you out. I have somewhere else to be now. I don't wait up now. The lamp beside me isn't burning, my phone is in the other room. The night no longer feels like waiting, it finally belongs to me.